All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. Also, I want to give a special shalom to the few sisters that listen and learn in silence. But to all of you, I say shalom. I'm the brother Pathaka Math, GMS Dallas. I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to entitle this, You Moabites Are Going to Get It Too. You know, of course, we come out here and we a lot of the time we going in, so like on Esau. You know what I'm saying? The so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child who make up the biblical Edomites, the red Hebrew Edomites of the Bible who go back to their forefather Esau. But, you know, hey, at times, you know, we have to keep it real, man. All you nations, all 18 nations outside of the nation of Israel, you know, is going to get their just due, you know. But I'm kind of focusing in on these Moabites because the pride of these Moabites is coming out, you know, in these times, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Moab, you so-called Chinese, you're going to get it too, man. You know, the children of Lot, you know what I'm saying? The Moabites, which are the so-called Chinese, and the Ammonites, which are the so-called Japanese. You know, you're the children of Lot. And, you know, yeah, these Moabites are displaying a whole lot of pride right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it goes back to what you see on the screen. I just Googled Rick Chow found not guilty. This is a recent event. And of course, if you're not up on things that's going on, Rick Chow is a so-called Chinese man, the so-called Chinese man that just got off and was found not guilty for basically murdering, what's his name, Cyrus Carmack Belton, you know, a young 14-year-old Jake, you know, so-called African-American or so-called black kid, you know, who came into his store and basically, you know, he had a backpack and they told him to leave the backpack. So he took the backpack off, left it at the door, went around to over by the waters, took about 4 water bottles out. But then he probably thought about it because the wife displayed the same energy that when you look at that movie Menace to Society in that scene with Lorenz Tate, when the damn Moabite woman, the Chinese woman, hurry up and buy, you know what I'm saying? And that energy, she did the same thing, told him to hurry up and buy, you know, and he probably thought about it and was like, nah, you know what? I ain't fixing to spend my money with these people, man. So he put the waters back in. Really, when you watch video, you can clearly see that he put the waters back. He got 4 and he put 4 back. And there's even Asian, so-called Chinese men and women that have watched the video and said that very thing, man. The same thing, that he did nothing. He put the waters back. And of course, then he proceeded to leave the store and he grabbed his backpack, but he took off and ran. You know, so these damn Moabites, I think this guy, Rick Chow, that you see on the screen, and I believe it was his son as well, you know, chased Cyrus Carmack Belton for, like they say, like 130 yards, more than a football field, length of a football field. And basically ended up shooting the guy in the back and killing him, you know. So from that, you know, he went to trial, and you can see that you know, there's certain ones here, you know, Rick Chow found not guilty. You know, you see it right there, found not guilty. Jury finds Rick Chow not guilty. You know, another one right here. Rick Chow found not guilty in killing a 14-year-old. You know, so these things have sparked tensions between the so-called blacks and the so-called Asians, the so-called Chinese, you know, people. And this lesson is stems into how, yeah, you can be as proud as you want to. The scriptures speak of your pride in Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah, and which we're gonna get it, but yeah, you Moabites gonna get it too, man. You know, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been in cahoots with Esau and trying to be like Esau for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't the first time, you dang Moabites then came after Jake, man. You know what I'm saying? There are several accounts, when you go into just, a few accounts when you go into secular history. Back in 1991, a Asian man by the name of Sun Jadu, I believe it was in 91, the female Latasha Harlins, I believe is her name, got killed. I believe she was 16 years old, but now she did, don't get it twisted. Jake wicked as hell as well. They wicked out here doing some, some of them doing some wicked shit. But I believe she stole a bottle of juice, you know what I'm saying, and got killed by this Asian guy by the name of Sun Jadu, you know what I'm saying, back in 91. But see, they quick to draw the gun and kill Jake, man. Bottle of juice, come on, man, really? That's worth dying for, which that reminds me, it was a Tupac song, Something to Die For, I believe was the name of the song. And in that song, he mentions that particular case in 91 of Latasha Harlins. And he said a bottle of juice is not something to die for. You know what I'm saying? So he mentions that account, in that song. And as a matter of fact, this dude right here, Rick Chow, he had two other incidences prior to the Cyrus Carmack Belton incident. Two other ones, one was with a woman, and I believe he shot her at her car or something. And then there was another one, you know what I'm saying? So this dude is known for trying to shoot at Jakes, and he wants to take Jakes out, man. Which is the spirit of these devils, man. They're demons and devils too, man. These dang Moabites, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and so of course, this energy has sparked this thing has sparked an energy to where the Jakes want to basically not spend their money with Asian companies. Then you got these Asians rebelling against it and telling them that do it if you want to. The Asians don't need the black dollars and blah blah blah. All this, it's just going a back and forth. As a matter of fact, there was let me see something real quick. Yeah, this has come up recently right here, man. Since this incident in I believe it's Greensboro, North Carolina. Convenience store in Greensboro, North Carolina is facing, I believe, some type of backlash because of this right here. So I'm gonna try to make this a little bigger so you can see what's going on. It says store displays sparks store display sparks debate over racial stereotypes. And in this particular store, as you can see on the window, it has some Asians over here, and it has some so-called blacks, look like some YNs, and it says hurry up and buy. And you got the white boy back there, and which those Wayans brothers did a spoof, because this whole thing, they showed you that in that movie Menace to Society with Lorenz Tate, that scene with Lorenz Tate when they were in the store, him and Kane, and they did, and the Asian woman, was hurrying them along, hurry up and buy, you know what I'm saying? And before it was over, people end up dead, man. I know the store owner, the Moabite man, ended up getting put to death. Then he grabbed the Asian woman and took her to the back so he could get the tape. You know what I'm saying? And that tape was circulating. But that whole account is basically the same thing that happened in real life with Cyrus, man. You know what I'm saying? But and they did a spoof, them Wayans brothers, where while the Asians were focused on Jake, hurry up and buy. The dang Edomite dude was robbing them blind, man. And then you see, got the little Edomite dude back there, and he can be robbing them blind because they're focused on Jake, man. Which Jake is not the one that they should be worried about. It's the so-called white man, the self-proclaimed white man. And as you can see on the door, hurry up and buy. So yeah, this is an actual store in Greensboro, North Carolina, man. You know what I'm saying? So these things are sparking debates and attention. Oh, hold on. So you can see the Jake woman right here, the Jake woman looking like, what the hell is this shit. You know what I'm saying? Look at the nerve of these people, man. You know, so it is what it is. But let's go right here because I found this too. I seen this. Oh, should have known. It's right here. It said,
you don't need a speaker. Your phone's real volume is locked. I'm about to show you a secret that the Android industry doesn't want you to know. Just like a crackhead need a pipe. There's only 2 YouTubers in the whole world that do that, and I'm both dumb.
So this so-called Edomite dude right here, which I don't think he's an Edomite dude because he's a ginger. He's redheaded. Most of these, and I've heard Apostle Tar break this down, that most of these redheads, these gingers, are actually Jakes, man. So if they're natural redheads, and he's red, you can see the red hair everywhere, the mustache, the beard, the hair, the eyebrows. And the eyebrows is a definite indicator of when the hair color is real. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's actually this show is called Rich by Design. And, I saw this and I wanted to feature this because he's going to tell him something, which he's perceived as a so-called white man. And he's going to tell him about so-called white people. But I think this probably is a Jake right here. So let's, and he's advocating for blacks, so let's listen to this real quick.
I've been seeing this online. I've been meaning to address it.
All right.
And, there's been certain Asian people on here. And I know that they do not represent the entire Asian community when I say this. So anyone in the Asian community that's been following what I'm saying, that supports what I'm saying, that supports rights and freedom and just, good vibes for all, this ain't aimed at y'all. So hopefully y'all don't take offense to this. But for those in the Asian community that are going after the black community, y'all need to stop. Okay? Y'all need to stop showing out for crackers because they are not y'all's friends.
Ooh, yeah.
Last time I checked, crackers are the only people that have never dropped an atomic bomb on Japan. They're the only people that have dropped Agent Orange on Vietnam. They're the only people that did the My Lai massacre. And that's just off the top of my head. So, white people are not y'all's friends. They have never been. Crackers have never been y'all's friends. But the black community has had y'all's backs. Like, any rights y'all have is because of the rights that black America fought for. So, y'all need to really recalibrate who's on your side, who's had y'all's backs, and who's y'all's enemies. Because white people are not y'all's friends. They never have been. And unless there's a major changes in white culture, they're going to keep going and doing the same shit they've always been doing. And y'all going to be catching the brunt end of it just along with everyone else that isn't them. So, just let y'all know.
Hey, bro, and another thing he did.
And so there it is, man, But it is what it is, man. Like I said, we ain't advocating for blacks. You know what I'm saying? We're for the elect of the nation of Israel, but it is what it is. Just wanted to put that out there, because I thought, that was interesting. But at the end of the day, again, these Chinese, these so-called Chinese, these Asians, yeah, y'all gonna get it too, man. So let me let's get into these scriptures real quick. The Lord got a problem with you too, man. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, let's go to what do I want? 2 Ezra 16, yeah, 16 and we're gonna start at 1. This 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1, and it reads, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia." Did you hear that? Babylon and Asia, because you Asians, you've been in cahoots with Esau forever and a day, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and wanting to be like him. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord says, "Woe," which is destruction, man. Desolation is coming to you people, man. So woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloths and sack and hair. Bewail your children." That means cry for them. you know, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So the destruction of you proud ass Moabites, you know, is on the way, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not gonna go unscathed. You know, you're not gonna get away with the trash talking and the pride. You know, going against the Lord's people, just as Esau. You know what I'm saying? You know, all these nations gonna get it. Don't get it twisted. You know, all 17 nations outside of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord has special things for certain of you, primarily you Edomites, man. But this lesson particularly is about the Moabites. So we're gonna keep it, you know, we're gonna keep it right there. So you know, I don't want to digress too much. So let's keep it going. This is now I want Numbers 24. And we're gonna drop down to verse 17. Oh, already there. There we go. And it says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, which we know who that's talking about. That's our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, man. And shall smite. Smite means to kill, to delete, put to death. The corners of Moab. Did you hear that? You proud ass Moabites, man. And destroy all the children of Sheth, which means basically when you go into a desolation, the children of desolation. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, as a matter of fact, I want to read this in the NLT. Let's read this and see how it reads in the NLT. This is Numbers 24 and 17 in the NLT. It says, I see him, but not here. And now I perceive him, but far in the distant future, which that distant future is here now, you know. It says, a star will rise from Jacob, a scepter will emerge from Israel. Yahweh Shai, it will crush the heads of Moab's people, cracking the skulls of the people of Sheth, of the people of desolation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's what's coming, bro. You know, destruction is coming to you people. You Moabites are gonna get it too. You're not getting away, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to let me go back to the KJV. And we're gonna get another account. Let's get this account of Ehud. What is that? Judges, the 3rd chapter. It's Judges 3, and we're gonna drop down to verse 29. See, Ehud delivers from Moab. Verse 29 and 30. And this Judges 3 and 29, it reads, and they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty and all men of valor, and there escaped not a man. And that's going to happen again in the coming times, man. No one's going to escape, man. Verse 30, it says, so Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 80 years. So again, this is dealing with Ehud, man. You know, the judge Ehud, and when he defeated basically the Israelites, took them to war with the Moabites, and they basically ambushed them and defeated them. And you know, of course, there was 18 years of oppression that was happening to the Israelites, and that battle, winning that battle, defeating those Moabites, gave Jake like about 80 years, I believe, of peace. You know, so you know, but they defeated them. You know, so Moab, you're known for getting your ass whooped when it comes to Jake, man, to the Israelites, man. So another one is coming. So just prepare. You know, as a matter of fact, King David, you know what I'm saying, is another example, which we all know or us in the know, we know that's the throne that's going to be established pursuant to Luke, I believe the 2nd chapter or it's the 1st chapter. Hold on. I don't want to mess it up. Let's go get it. Luke, the 2nd chapter, I believe. Is it the 2nd or the 1st? It was the 1st chapter, Salaki. Khan, it's the 1st chapter. This is Luke 1, and let's get to the point. And it's going to Yahushai. Well, let's get some context. Verse 30, it says, and the angel said unto her, the her is Mary, fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahushai. Here's the point. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord power, Yahushai, shall give unto him the throne of his father David. You hear that? So so Yahushua, the Messiah, is going to inherit the throne of David, man. As a matter of fact, when you read in Isaiah, the 9th chapter, let's get that real quick. Verse 6, it says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, Salakia, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts or armies will perform this. So that throne of David, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going to be established. That's what the breach is being sealed when you read in what's that in Amos the 9th chapter, man. You know, so the throne of David, man, that's what's coming to you know, the throne of David, man, is going to be established in the earth, man. And what did David do? As a matter of fact, let's get a quick account. 2 Samuel. Let's go to 2 Samuel, the 8th chapter, and verse 2, and it reads, and he smote Moab, and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground, even with 2 lines, measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and bought gifts. Did you hear that? The Moabites became King David's servants, man. The throne of David is what's going to be established by the son, man, Yahushua. You know, he's going to be given the throne of his father David, man. So the same thing is coming again, man. That which was then is now, man. You know, let's get another one. You Edomites gonna get it too, but you know, again, this was more focused on these Moabites, man. This 1 Chronicles 18 and verse 2, and it says, and he smote Moab, and the Moabites became David's servants and bought gifts. So, boom, you Moabites got it coming, man. You're gonna get it too, bro. You know, it's your destiny to be servants, man. Of servitude is your destiny. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that real quick. This is Psalm 60 and verse 8. And it reads, Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumph thou because of me. So Moab is my washpot, you know, represents servitude, you know, a dishwasher, man. You're going to be in servitude, man, to these very people that you have a problem with and killing, man, putting to death, man, you know. So you got the same thing coming to you that Esau and the rest of these nations got coming to them, man, you know. The Lord has a problem with you, right, man. You know, y'all, man, it's all good, man. You putting your hands on the apple of the Most High's eye. You know, ain't going to get you very far, man. This is Psalms 108. And we're going to jump down to verse 9. It's the same thing, reiterated again, showing you that the seriousness of this with you Moabites, man, and you Edomites as well. Psalms 108 and 9. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph. So again, Moab is my washpot. You're going to be a servant, you know. And you're going to be a possession to Edom. They're casting out over my shoe. I can't remember exactly what you know, but it's something to that effect, man. Like you know, possession. You know what I'm saying? That represents possession of some sort. But yeah, man. So that's what's coming, man. You know, servitude. You know, possession. You know, and these things are going to be by way of the throne of David. We just read it, man. You know. So your pride, you devils, you Moabites' pride is going to be brought down, man. So let's get one more dealing with that pride, man. You know, this is Isaiah chapter 16. But you can see right there in the heading, it said prophecy of Moab's devastation. So you're going to get devastated here soon, man. You know, start at verse 5. Isaiah 16:5 says, and in mercy shall the throne be established. What throne? The throne of David, man. The throne of the kingdom of heaven. And he shall sit upon it in truth, in the tabernacle of David. There it is, man. Judging and seeking judgment and hastening righteousness. You know, and that's our Lord and Savior, Yahushua. We have heard of the pride of Moab. See, pride. That's the spirit of Esau, man. You know, he's a proud man, neither keeping at home. You know, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, man. Pride is a characteristic of Esau, man, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. So you devils have that, and you Moabites, you Chinaman, you gonna get it too, man. So it says, we have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud. See, you proud just like these devils. And we just heard the Lord, you know, I quoted it, you know, in Obadiah, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. You know, it's deceived you too, man. You know, your pride is going to deceive you as well. The Lord hates pride, man, anyway, you know. So it's going to come back on you. So it says, even of his haughtiness and his pride and his wrath, but his lies shall not be so. Therefore shall Moab howl for Moab, everyone shall howl for the foundations of Kaharisheth shall ye mourn. Surely they are stricken. So you about to be stricken, man. You know, your children gonna wail, and you know, your children gonna be devastated and destroyed. You know, it's gonna be a lot of crying going on, man. Like that song about them. Can't remember. It's gonna be a whole lot of slow singing and flower bringing, man. But you know what I'm saying. You get the idea, man. You know what I'm saying. It's not gonna be a good time. It's not gonna be a good thing for you, man. You know, so that pride that you have is going to be brought down, man, just like Esau's pride. You know, it's deceived you, deceived both of y'all, man. You know, you put your hands on the apple of the Lord's eye, and you're going to have to pay for that, man. So, but hey, it's a beautiful thing. These scriptures are beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is a beautiful being, man, you know. So, and he's going to defend Jerusalem, man. He says that. So you got it coming, man, you know. So hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. With that, giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahar Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadat. Shalom.